Hi, welcome to On the Ball Yoga. My name is Sarah Ivanhoe, and I will be leading you through a sequence of poses that combine the strength and flexibility of yoga with the core stabilizing and balancing effects of a stability ball. This fusion of yoga and ball work adds an innovative dimension to both disciplines, bringing challenge and creativity to the practice. However, I have added modifications to the practice if you're a beginner. There are a few tips I'm going to let you in on before we get started. Place your ball down on a yoga sticky mat or non-slip surface. This is important because you don't want the ball to slip out from under you at the wrong moment. The next thing we're going to do is measure your body to the ball to make sure that you have one that's the right size. Sit down on the center of the ball and place your feet on the floor, hips distance and parallel. They should be on the floor with ease, and from the side, your hips should be just slightly above your knees. If this is not the case, then take the time to stop the program and adjust the air level in your ball so that you can have a comfortable, positive experience. If the ball is really full, the routine will be a little more challenging. So if you're just getting started, you may want to deflate it a little bit so you can have some more leeway. Yoga should always be practiced in your bare feet and on an empty stomach. Wear comfortable clothes that you can move in, and do take it easy the first couple of times through. A slow but consistent practice is the best way to see results in your body. As always, the most important thing is to have fun. This is the time that you take for yourself. So keep breathing and enjoy. A wise teacher once told me that if you want to be centered, you have to have a strong center. Practicing these age-old yoga postures on the ball has added that aspect of centering. As the ball makes us aware of our physical centers, or what we will call our core, use that as a metaphor for becoming centered in your life as well. The way we're going to start is by standing up at the back of your mat. Pick the ball up and bring it to the center of your chest. Stand with your feet hips width apart and parallel. Spread your toes and get the feet really grounded into the floor. Lift the lower belly in and up as you drop the tailbone down. Then reach the ball up over your head. Get nice and tall. Elongate the front of your body and elongate the back of your body. Take some really deep breaths in and out through the nose. Then release the ball down and bring it all the way to the floor. We're going to take the puppy dog pose by rolling the ball out away from you. The hands are shoulders distance on the ball. Bend the knees slightly and extend your hips back as you roll the ball forward. Relax your head and neck and take some deep breaths. From here, we're going to take the pyramid pose by stepping the right foot forward while the left heel spins down. The back toes will be pointed just a little out to the side as you press the outer edge of the back foot into the floor. The back leg squeezes straight. Start with the front knee bent just a little bit so that you can square your hips to the front. If the pose is easy, then you can begin to squeeze that front leg straight. And when you're ready, roll the ball away from you just a little bit at a time. Release the head and take some deep breaths here. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Reach the ball up and over your head, taking a deep, full breath. Then release the ball back down. And we'll step back into the puppy dog pose. We'll take side 2 of pyramid by stepping your left foot forward and spinning the right heel down to the floor. Again, start with the front knee bent so that you can get your hips square to the front. It's a little more challenging to get your hips square while you're resting on the ball. Feel all of those smaller muscles working to keep you stable. When you're ready, squeeze that front leg straight and roll the ball away from you. Breathing. Step the back foot up to meet the front foot and take your feet hips distance. We're gonna take the chair pose. So bend your knees, sit your hips down, and pick the ball up with your hands, reaching it up as high as it will comfortably go. You have to really use your core muscles to keep you stable here. Take a couple of breaths here. Then keep your arms up, press down through your heels to come all the way back to standing in mountain pose. From here, we're gonna take a pose that's commonly called the blown palm. Get nice and grounded through your legs, reach up and over to the side into a sway, so you look like a palm tree blown in the wind. Take some deep breaths. And then come all the way back up to center, and we'll take side two. You want to reach up as you go to the side. Now, there's a tendency here to kind of hunch your body forward a little bit. Make sure that you rotate the chest up to the ceiling as you extend and breathe. And come all the way back up to center and release the ball to the center of your chest. We're gonna now take a pose called the tree, which is a balancing posture. So start by spreading the toes of your right foot and getting very grounded. Bend the left knee and take the left foot to the inside of the right ankle. Either catch your balance here, or if you want more of a challenge, bring the foot higher onto the knee. Now, because your hands are holding onto the ball, this is probably about as high as you're gonna get. When you're ready, reach the ball up and over your head. The belly goes in as the tailbone drops down. Then reach the ball up and take the arms into the blown palm by reaching it over to the side. If you want some help with your balance, look at something that doesn't move. If the eyes are steady, the body will be steady. Bring the ball back up to center and release the legs down. Bring the ball to your chest for one deep breath. We'll take side two. Spread the toes of the left foot. Bring the foot either to the ankle, or if you want to, all the way up to the knee. When you're ready, reach the ball up over your head. Then extend through the arms and reach the ball over to the side. The ball creates a weight at the top of the pose, so you really have to use your abdominals to keep you balanced. The ball won't let you cheat. Then come back up to center, release the ball down, and release your legs down. We're gonna come back into the puppy dog pose. So bring the ball to the floor, step your feet back, roll the ball forward, and release your spine, taking some deep breaths. Try to relax your head and neck. From the puppy dog pose, roll the ball towards you, pick it up, and then come to standing. We're gonna now head into the modified version of the classic yoga sun salute. The ball helps us to cultivate a fluid, gliding movement that the sun salutes require. We're going to start with the standing cat. So place the ball on the floor and roll it about a torso's distance away from you. On the inhale, the chest is going to reach up and the shoulders go back away from the ears. You'll have a slight bend in the knees as the tailbone reaches towards the ceiling. Then, on the exhale, you'll do the opposite. Round the back and scoop the tailbone to the floor as the belly lifts. It's almost as if you try to get your nose to touch the belly button. On the inhale, chest reaches up, tailbone goes up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, deep breath in. And on the exhale, round the back, roll the ball into you, and come up to standing. Now we're going to head into the sun salutes. We'll take the first one through slowly so that you can learn the subtle nuances of each move. Starting with chair pose, bend your knees, sit back and down into the heels as you reach the ball up and over your head for chair pose. Then fold forward, bringing the ball to the floor. Come down onto your knees and roll the body forward with your hands shoulder distance on the floor, coming into the plank pose. Your body should be level to the floor and straight, like a plank of wood. This will happen on the inhale. As you exhale, you're going to roll the body back into the downward facing dog pose. The heels press down towards the floor and the hands are shoulders distance. Then roll back forward for the plank on the inhale. Take your body all the way back onto your feet. Bring the knees to the floor. Fold forward on the ball. Come into chair pose. Bend your knees. Reach the ball up over your head for an inhale. And come all the way up to standing on the exhale. Bring the ball to the center of your chest. That was one round. Now we're going to do 3 more up to speed. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale to fold forward. On the inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, roll back for downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. And on the exhale, roll all the way back, folding forward on the ball. Inhale for chair pose, and exhale, stand all the way up, bringing the ball to the center of your chest. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Lots of breathing. Deep breath in and exhale, fold. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And this time, roll all the way back, bringing your knees to the floor and sit back on your heels. We're going to rest in child's pose. So roll the ball in front of you, extend your arms forward, and release your head to the floor. From child's pose, roll all the way up. We're going to come to sitting on the front of the ball. We're going to move into some strengthening poses now. Traditionally in yoga, these poses are all done standing, but the ball adds support so that we don't have to fight against gravity to keep us up. This helps us to get into poses that we might not normally have been able to do. So we'll get started by turning to the side, and then we're going to take our feet wide. Turn the right toes out 90 degrees and the left toes in 45 degrees. The outer edge of the back foot pushes down and the back leg squeezes very straight. Your front leg should be at a 90-degree angle. Now you want to find where for you it's comfortable to be on the ball. I like to be a little off center, but you might just have to play with it and find where it feels best for you. Lift the low belly in and then float the arms up so that they are level to the floor. This is called the warrior pose. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Flip that front palm up, slide the back arm down the back leg, reach up and look up to the ceiling. Take some really deep breaths. You can sink the tailbone down into the ball as you reach the arm up. Come back into the warrior pose just for a beat, and then we'll reach our bodies forward. Bend at the elbow and place the forearm to the top of the thigh. Take the left hand straight up to the ceiling. If this is easy, then you can bring the hand down to the floor on the inside of the right foot. There's a tendency for that shoulder to flop in and for the knee to flop in. The shoulder can brace the leg straight. Keep the belly in, rotate the chest up, turn and look up at the hand and breathe. Feel the ball supporting you. Press down through that front heel to come back to the warrior pose, just for a beat, and then release the arms and come to sitting on the center of the ball. We're going to take the temple pose. Turn your toes so that they are pointing diagonally out to the sides. There's a tendency for the knees to flop in here, so use the muscles of your legs to keep the knees straight so that they'll be safe. The low belly lifts in so that the core of your body is stable, and then bring the palms together at your heart. If you'd like a little more stretch, you can roll your body forward on the ball. I've noticed that where the ball is concerned, a little goes a long way. Take some deep breaths. Then release your hands to your hips, turn the toes so that they point straight ahead, and begin to press the legs straight as your body reaches forward. If you want, feel free to keep the knees bent to make the back a little softer. Fold the head towards the floor and release any tension that's been built up in your body. It's nice to challenge ourselves in yoga, but we don't want to create any more tension. Then straighten your arms and come halfway up so that your body is parallel to the floor. We're going to take the fan pose. So start by placing your left hand on the floor right below your face, which is a torso's distance away from the legs. Press the legs back into the ball and reach that right arm up to the ceiling, rotating your chest up to the ceiling. Always breathing both in and out through your nose for yoga. Then release that top hand down and we'll get it on the other side. Get nice and supported by pressing the legs into the ball and extend that left hand up to the ceiling and look up. Release the hand down to the floor, and for the last time, fold forward, bringing your head towards the floor as far as it will comfortably go. No pushing or straining. Use this as a moment to relax. Then press down through the feet, come halfway up. Bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up, bending your knees so that you're sitting on the ball. Okay, let's get the other side. Bring the body forward and then all the way to the other side of the ball. Start by stepping your feet wide. Now it's always a little bit wider than you think. That front knee is bent 90 degrees, and the back leg squeezes straight. There's a tendency to get swoopy in the low back, which can put pressure on the low back. To prevent that, lift up through the low belly and drop the tailbone down into the ball. That will secure your body. Float the arms up so that they are level to the floor for warrior pose. Flip that front palm up and slide the back hand down the back leg. Now, this is one of my favorite poses because I think it gives us a chance to really clear out the lungs. Come back to the warrior just for a beat and then bend that front arm, either come to the forearm or bring the hand all the way to the inside of that left foot. You can use the ball to roll forward so that the body comes into proper alignment. Turn the chest up and look up at the hand. Press down through the front heel to come all the way back to warrior pose, and then release the whole thing and come to sitting on the front of the ball. We're now going to move into one of my favorite shoulder stretches called the eagle pose. Start by reaching the right arm up right in front of your chest to make an L shape. The left arm reaches under, then in front and around until ultimately the palms touch. Now, I know that's a little confusing, so I'll say it again. The right arm reaches up, the left arm reaches under, in front, and around until ultimately the palms touch, and just do as much of this as you can. The arms reach up and away from your face to increase the stretch. Then get grounded on your right foot and try to wrap the left foot all the way around it. Now, this is already quite a challenge on your balance, but if you'd like more, try rolling forward on the ball just a little bit. You always want to try to release yoga poses gracefully. Okay, let's get side two. The left arm reaches up in front of your face, making an L shape. The right arm reaches underneath, in front, and around until the palms touch, or as far as you're able to do. Get nice and grounded on that left foot, and then try to wrap the right foot all the way around it. If you want to, roll forward slightly. Sit nice and tall and breathe. Feel how you really have to use the core muscles to keep you stable on the ball. Slowly release the pose and feel the effects of the work that you've just done. We're going to take another version of the chair pose. Start by sitting at the center of your ball with your feet hips width apart and parallel. Reach your arms up and over your head, extending the arms very straight. If you can, keep the arms straight as you press the palms together. It's actually quite a challenge to keep the palms pressed and the arms straight, so really use your muscles to reach your body nice and tall. Keep reaching up as you bring your feet together and your knees together. Roll forward on your ball slightly. Now you don't want to roll too far. Your knees should land right above your ankles. Bring the palms together at your heart, and now we're going to take a twist. Take the outside of the right arm and bring it on top of the left thigh. The hips sink down into the ball as you reach up and out of the bottom shoulder. The chest reaches to the ceiling, and if you can, look up to the ceiling and breathe. It's a little harder to breathe when your body is in a twist. So if you need to, you can back off of the pose just a little bit. The breath always comes first. And then slowly release the entire pose. Okay, we'll take side two. Begin by reaching the arms up over your head, and then if you can, press the palms together. Bring the feet together and the knees together, and use the core of your body to stabilize yourself as you roll forward on the ball. Bring the palms together at your heart, and we'll take the twist on the other side. Lift up out of the bottom shoulder and breathe. Feel the twist detoxifying your whole body. And release the pose nice and slowly. We're going to move into some deeper twists now. So stand up and walk behind your ball and come down onto your knees. We're going to take a side arm balance. So turn your body to the side and reach your right arm on the floor with the ball right underneath you. The hand reaches on the floor and the shoulder should be right above the wrist. The bottom knee stays on the floor and the top leg extends straight with the outside of the top foot pushing down into the floor to stabilize that leg. Then reach your left hand to the ceiling. Either stay here, or if you'd like more of a challenge, the bottom leg reaches up to meet the top leg. This is a good chance to cultivate inner thigh strength by squeezing the legs together, but you never want to strain. Turn and look up if you can. Then, from here, reach the top leg up to the ceiling. If this becomes too much of a challenge, feel free to bring the bottom knee to the floor to support you. Then here comes the fun part. The top leg is going to swoop all the way forward to the side of the ball as your body turns forward and the back knee drops down. So you're now facing the ball. The hips sink forward and down. The knee should be just above the ankle. Now you can really drop the hips into the ball for the lunge as you reach your arms up over your head and press the palms together. Take some deep breaths. From here, bring the palms together at your heart and we'll take a twisting version of the lunge. The outside of the right arm goes to the top of the left thigh. Sink the hips forward down into the ball and lift your chest up out of the shoulder, just as we did in twisting chair pose. So either stay here, or if you want more of a challenge, keep those back toes curled under, lift the back knee to the ceiling, and squeeze the back leg straight. Again, you can feel the support of the ball to lift your body up and out of that bottom shoulder. Take some deep breaths here. And then release the pose gently and slowly. Okay, let's get that whole thing on the other side. So turn your body to the other side, bring the hand to the floor with the ball right underneath you. The shoulder is right above the wrist. The bottom knee is on the floor to support you as you squeeze your top leg straight, outer edge of the foot pressing down into the floor. Roll forward on the ball slightly so that the chest rotates to the ceiling and extend that right arm up. Either stay here, or if you want the challenge, bring the bottom leg up to meet the top leg and breathe. Then, bring the top leg up to the ceiling. Again, if this becomes too much of a challenge, feel free to bring that bottom knee to the floor to support you. Always work at your own pace. Okay, here comes the fun part. The top leg sweeps around to the outside of the ball. Bring the knee to the floor, turn and face the ball. Sink the hips forward and down and reach the arms up into the lunge. I love doing lunges on the ball because there's no fear of overstretching in the hips. Now we'll take the twisting version. Outside of the left arm to the right thigh. Lift up out of that bottom shoulder. It's almost like pushing off the bottom of a pool. When you have something to press out of, you get a little bit more spring or lift to the pose. Then either stay here or squeeze your back leg straight. Keep lifting the chest up and breathe. And then come out of the pose, come onto both knees. Stand all the way up, picking the ball up. After all that twisting, we're going to stretch the back out by coming into a puppy dog pose. So bring the ball to the floor and roll it forward, extending your arms straight. The hips reach back and get some length in the spine. Now we're going to move into another version of the warrior pose. Done without the ball, this pose can create pressure on the back, but because our upper bodies are supported, we can focus on alignment. So keep your hands on the ball, shoulders distance, but bring your feet together. Then Lift that right leg up to the ceiling until it is parallel to the floor. We have a tendency here to open the hip in our hopes of getting the leg up there. It's okay if the leg doesn't make it all the way to parallel to the floor, but do roll the thigh in so that the hips are square. This is for the safety of your back. Extend the arms forward and the leg back as you breathe. Release the leg down, and we'll get it on the other side. Left foot goes up and up and up. It's helpful to think of the inner thigh lifting. And release the foot down and come down to your knees. Here comes the payoff. We're going to drape our bodies over the ball so that you don't have to use any muscles to keep you up. This will be a full rest so we can release any tension. Come all the way forward on your ball. Relax the head down and slow the breath down. From this draped position, roll your body all the way back onto your knees. We're going to take some seated forward bends to cultivate flexibility in the legs and hips and to cool the body down. So roll the ball over to the side and come to a seated position. Extend that right leg out to the side and bend the left leg, bringing the foot all the way in. Bring both hands onto the ball and roll it away from you, extending the chest up to the ceiling. Take some deep breaths here and try to relax right onto the ball. Press down into the ball to come up, and then bring both feet together with the knees out to the side as you roll the ball to the center. You don't want to press the knees down. Just let them relax comfortably. Then roll the ball out away from you and release the head and chest. Feel the ball catch you as you release forward. Slowly come back up, bringing the ball back in. Then take it out to the side and extend the left leg out in front of it. Flex that foot and make sure that the kneecap is facing the ceiling. Bring both hands onto the ball, and then you can really feel yourself supported by the ball. It's as if for a moment we can let go of our need to force our way down. It's the essence of yoga. Just relax. And then come all the way back up. This time, reach both legs out to the sides. Flex your feet and press the thighs down to the floor. You're going to bring the ball down to the floor right in front of you. Place both hands on the ball and then just gently cooling the body down, roll forward and relax. Take one last deep breath and then slowly roll the body up. Take the ball to the side and bring the legs in. We're going to take a reclined twist to stretch out the back and cool the body down. So come onto your back with your knees in your chest. Hug the knees in. Keep that left knee hugged in and stretch the right leg all the way flat down onto the floor. Take that left knee and tip it over to the right side as you pick the ball up and stretch it away from your knee. Take some deep breaths here, feeling the twist, cool your body down. Then bring both knees into your chest. Take the ball up to the ceiling and we'll get the other side. Left leg stretches all the way down to the floor. Right knee, tip it to the side. Then you want to reach up through the ball and over to the side. The ball creates a weight at the end of the arms, so it kind of increases the stretch of the pose. If it becomes too intense, feel free to bring both knees into your chest to make things a little easier. A couple of breaths, slowing down. Then bring both knees back in, take the ball back up to the ceiling, and then release the ball down to the floor by your side. Now we're going to do my favorite part, the final relaxation pose. So roll the ball underneath your legs. The legs should drape over the ball and just kind of relax open. I love doing final relaxation on the ball because the back is nice and supported. Turn the palms to face up and shrug the shoulders down away from the ears. Relax the jaw and the face muscles. Close your eyes and take some deep breaths to slow your body down. Bring the knees into the chest and then roll to the right side, bringing the ball in front of you. Use the ball to press yourself up to sitting. Sit with your legs crossed comfortably and sit up nice and tall. Let's just take a moment to give thanks for our practice today. Even on days when I'm not feeling my best, I always take a moment to have gratitude for what I was able to do, for what I did accomplish. Thank you for having the courage to join me in something new. The divine light in me salutes the divine light in you. Namaste.
For more hula, yoga, belly dance, and other fine titles and products, visit us at www.naturaljourneys.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All titles available on VHS and DVD.
For more information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, go to www.naturaljourneys.com. Natural Journeys, when the journey is as important as the destination.